There's a unique way of leveling on the PvP seasonal world in New World Aeternum that makes it so easy to hit level 65. So much so that you can even see on my screen I gained like 11 or 12 levels from this method almost instantly. I mean, even the level up icon at the top of the screen is trying to catch up. And the purpose of this video is to really highlight what this method is and to just share the overall knowledge of the fact that it is very easy to hit 65. So much so that I recommend any New World player to actually create a character just to level it up to 65 to utilize additional storage or even get some more dailies just to push more high level materials to their main account. And it's such a simple method as well. As you can tell on the screen, I'm just cutting down trees. And to be straightforward, that's all you have to do to hit level 65 on these seasonal worlds. Chances are pretty high if you're playing in the seasonal world today, you're seeing tons and tons of people, like an odd amount of people cutting down trees. And this is exactly why. You can see that every time I cut down a tree, I'm picking up some wrathstones, which is just an additional resource to craft those new Conqueror weapons, which is a great add-on, and that's just due to a specific axe that I'm using, which I'll highlight in just a second. The real reason, though, on why we're cutting down trees is that it's probably the easiest raw resource to gather. This method actually works with any raw resource, so you can use stone or fibers or iron ore or even higher quality materials like rune wood or calcum ore. Anything and everything, as long as it's a raw material, can work for this method. Before you even start gathering, though, I do recommend that you pick up a ethereal tool, regardless if it's a logging axe or a pickaxe or a sickle. Regardless, be sure to pick up one of these tools because it allows you to start to gather wrathstones throughout the whole process, which is definitely a valuable resource down the road. Other than that, I do recommend that you also pick up a tool that has the yield perk and the discipline perk. That just increases your overall experience, makes you gather these raw resources even faster. And then also, I like to have the fire alignment. Fire motes are just easy gold, so I can just quickly sell the fire motes as I pick them up. I also like that additional perk that actually speeds up and grants me haste after I cut down a tree. It just speeds up this overall process, and I will be doing it quite a bit. Now, this is where the important part actually is. At any processing station, you can utilize those raw resources to turn it into ethereal dust. So as you can tell, I'm turning some of that green wood and even some iron wood and converting it into this dust. What you then have to do is convert that dust into an ethereal expertise animus. So I'm going to go ahead and create 40 of these. And the primary purpose of that is that every time you open one of these, you get 2.5 XP. So for example, these 40 that I just crafted is technically over 80,000 experience just from cutting down pieces of wood. So again, I'm just gonna show the process. I actually gathered like 3 or 4 complete inventories full of wood, and just stockpiled on all of these expertise animuses just to kind of showcase what you can really get out of just raw resources and cutting down trees, which honestly is quite amazing. So I'm finishing up my last load of raw resources, converting it all into dust, converting the dust back into animus. And again, I like doing this with wood specifically just because there's so many trees. And most of the time it's easier to get to these raw wood resources than it is for like fiber or something like that. It's just less competitive overall. So now I'm going to go over to my storage, pick up all of the different animus that I've got. And before I start opening, we can see that I'm level 38. Again, it's down in the bottom of the screen. Level 38, I just turned level 38. I've got a little bit towards 39, and I'm going to start opening. Now, what's nice is that not only do you get XP, but you can get some components and a bunch of other nice resources like talismans, recipes for the new Conqueror's gear, and so much more. The reason I'm speeding up so much is just because I'm opening tons and tons of these and I don't want to just waste your guys' time. But you get the idea. You convert the dust into these animus and just open like crazy. And there you go. I'm now level 51, which is insane. And it's as easy as that. As you can tell, I do recommend that you guys even just create a character if you don't plan on playing on this server, because you can transfer these characters at the end of the season to the server that your main character's on and just utilize additional space and just have another character to mess around with if it's needed down the road. Again, I highly recommend this if you are kind of a hardcore New World player because there's nothing to lose. It's probably going to be the easiest level 65 character you can get unless they change something even further. But again, just go ahead, jump in, follow this method, and honestly, just after a few hours, you'll probably hit level 65 like it's nothing. Thanks again, and if you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing because I've got a lot more New World content coming your way. Catch you guys later.